Blog Talk Radio.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to GameOn. I'm your host, Jerry Jacob. This is a new show produced by She Got Game Media, and it's all about success stories. Our guests are game changers, celebrities, as well as successful rising stars in business, music, and the arts. This is not your average talk show. On GameOn, each guest is asked to share 5 winning strategies or ideas that have made and continue to make them successful. Hopefully what they have to offer will inspire and motivate you to elevate your brand and get your game on. My guest is Winslow Mason, a business and school consultant and the owner of Leadership for Power, a training and development practice for leadership professionals. Winslow serves as Director of Community Organizing and Political Advocacy for a charter school network in Philadelphia. He holds a degree in journalism and has worked for both newspapers and radio. Winslow is based in Philadelphia and is a member of the Philadelphia Regional Organizational Development Network. Winslow, welcome to Game On.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm great, and how are you doing?
I'm good this morning.
Fantastic. Again, thanks for coming on. As you know, our show is all about success strategies, and Winslow, you've certainly been sharing with us your successes as in your career as a consultant. But before you reveal your 5 key words that have led to your success in life and business, please tell us briefly what your main role is as consultant for Leadership for Power.
So Leadership for Power it's kind of a new venture that I'm starting. I actually have a community organizing background, but I also have a degree in organizational development. So organizational development is all about looking at systems and building leaders. But with my background in organizing, I'm really trying to find out how to merge the concepts of organizing, like building power, building intentional public relationships, reciprocity, and really, teaching leaders how to struggle through challenges as most folks do in the organizing game. So I'm really trying to merge up 2 disciplines into one, and it's kind of unique, so I'm still getting started with it, but that's basically the role. So I'm literally the leader in forging that ahead and figuring out what are the best practices for that, and then teaching folks how to move on that.
And would it be correct to say that you're also a lobbyist for the charter schools in Philadelphia? And
I wouldn't say I'm a lobbyist because my constituents in the network that I work with, I basically work with parent leaders. So we have the organization I work with has 20 schools in Philadelphia and Camden, and so more than me being in Harrisburg, for example, and trying to sway politicians to do what's right, I organize parent leaders in both Philadelphia and Camden around how to press those leaders to do the right thing. So it's as simple as saying, if we have 10 people to go up to Harrisburg and we request, let's just say some charter policy that's beneficial to us, we don't get what we want. We go back, we build, we come back with 200 folks, and then we press again. So it's all around making leaders accountable and using the concepts of power and organizing to push people to do the right thing.
Mm-hmm. Just for instance, what would be an example of something like that that you've experienced in that role?
So I can tell you something that's happening recently. There's a plan to reduce special ed funding for charter schools in Philadelphia, and it's a provision in the state budget that will actually impact charters negatively. So part of my work with the network is to organize our parents, teach them about the legislation, help them understand who the policymakers are that are supporting that, who are the policymakers that are against it, and then moving those leaders to push for legislation that will impact charters. So if this legislation, if we win, for example, we will stop any effort to reduce special ed funding to charters. And so it's really around building a coalition of leaders to press those reforms and to kind of keep what's important to them in the forefront of legislators in Harrisburg, for example.
Great. And Winslow, we ask all our guests to share 5 key words that they feel are key to their success. So with that, what are your 5 words? And if you can kindly tell us about how they're affecting you and your success.
So I listed my 5 words as resiliency, faith, determination, focus, and passion. And I guess I can talk about them individually. But I picked resiliency because there have been times in my career where I have been at the top of my game and where I've actually been at the bottom of my game. And resiliency is that point where you once you hit that bottom, you're energized to fight back. And so I realize that not a lot of people have that tendency. Some people, when they hit bottom, they can't get back up. And so to understand resiliency and to understand your ability to rise above even the most dire situations is a skill that I believe is essential to success, particularly when you're starting a new venture like I'm trying to do. Sometimes it might not go as quickly or as fast as you want it to, but knowing that you have that capacity to push on when things aren't going as well as you want, that's a skill that's been successful for me. When I think about faith, of course, faith probably is the partnership to resiliency, because only believing in yourself and believing that things can happen, that faith is what kind of keeps you motivated and what carries you through. And it's when I talk about faith, it's not necessarily about religion or the church. It's about believing in the power that's above you and the power that kind of propels you. And I think that's one of the things that another skill that I've been able to use to be successful. Determination, I think everybody understands that. It's really the will to just keep going and just the desire to forge past the obstacles and to jump the hurdles and to realize that I'm going to do this because it's what I want to do, and it's the idea that nobody's going to stop me from doing what I want to do, and so determination is pretty easy. Focus is that laser sharp idea of knowing exactly where you're trying to get to, and sometimes that can be hazy. Particularly when you're starting a new venture, you often don't see the end. But if you understand the focus to get to the end, I think that's also a skill that is very essential in success. And then passion is just the thing that motivates you to do what you want to do. I mean, everybody, I'm one of those. I was lucky because all the careers that I've had, both in journalism, both in radio, and both in organizing, I have a passion for helping people, and I can say it. I particularly have a passion for the Black community and making sure that as a nation of people in this country, I want to see us reach our highest potential. So that's my passion. It underscores everything that I do, and so because I have that passion, most of what I do is less of a job. It's less about income. It's less about status. It's more about doing something for the greater good. And so that passion kind of feeds through the other 4 areas of success that I have.
No, I thought that was, if I may follow up, I like that the way you describe passion, and that you combine that with, the underlying foundation is for the greater good. And where do you think that comes from in your life, whether it be from family or whatever, that this? I think it comes from, I guess I'll say my age a bit. I grew up probably in I guess it was the 70s and early 80s, where we were really just coming out of the civil rights movement. We were just beginning to see some of the progresses that we could make. But I kind of came up with a focus around struggling and really helping Black people to move forward in this country. So it's probably just, it was ingrained for me because I came up in that era of just struggling and really, affirmative action and civil rights and those kinds of things. So it kind of
it kind of underscores a lot of what I'm even doing even today. I feel like the struggle is not done yet, and in fact, actually, I kind of do my own greeting cards, and I have my slogan for my greeting cards is "Remember the struggle," and the idea is remembering that we still have a long way to go in terms of reaching our potential in this country as Black people.
Yeah. Is there one person that you can share with us, whether we know them or not, that kind of is your mentor, someone that you'd say, hey, this is the kind of person that I long to be and I could learn from, etc.?
A mentor, I've had many mentors. It's probably hard to name one. I don't want to just list one off the top. I've had, in journalism, I followed Ed Bradley's career. In organizing, there was a gentleman by the name of Eugene Williams who, kind of forged an African-centered model of organizing that's different from a European Saul Alinsky model of organizing, and so he is also a mentor of mine. I can share, people who know me know I'm a huge fan of Anita Baker, and as strange as it is, she herself has been a motivation to me because I'm really well into music, and music is what keeps me going. And so, if I had to attribute any of my success, it would be just listening to R&B and folks like Anita Baker to really kind of keep me moving.
I very much agree. Music plays a major role in my life as well, and it's along the lines of some of the success strategies that you've had. It's interesting. I think music allows you to kind of pave the way. So I really appreciate that. I want to review again the words for our audience that you shared with us, and I appreciate it. And that is resiliency, faith, determination, focus, and passion.
Right.
And with that, what I wanted to do is, for the benefit of our audience, I wanted to ask you, how do we learn more about, Leadership for Power? How do we get in touch with you? Okay.
Well, there's actually two ways. I'm probably most accessible on LinkedIn. The name is Winslow, M as in Mason. Actually, it's Winslow Martin Mason Jr. is my LinkedIn profile. And then I did create a page called Leadership for Power on Facebook. I'm really just getting that started, so folks are welcome to follow that. And as I continue to learn and grow, I'm also looking for input. I'd like to hear from people. I'll share with you that I was at a organizational development meeting, and I was kind of unveiling this concept, and a lot of people revealed that people still have a negative idea about power. And so so as I kind of took that in, it makes me think about how am I really going to kind of move this concept forward in a way that people are comfortable with it and really embracing it. So feedback is helpful. If anybody wants to offer some feedback on that, that would be helpful. But Facebook is my Leadership for Power page on Facebook is one, and then my LinkedIn profile is another.
Great. Well, again, I thank you for your time. You've been listening to Winslow Mason, and again, I thank you for being a guest on GameOn.
Great. Thanks so much.
So, with everyone, please tune in every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Blog Talk Radio. You can listen to all interviews of GameOn with Jerry Jacob on Facebook, Blog Talk, and iTunes. Thank you for listening.